On Patreon, I go through this little cinematic sequence, shot by shot, showing how anyone can do this. I reveal how to go about filming, color grading, editing, sound design, plus there's tons of other stuff available there, and we have a really inspirational community. But now, let's talk about this.
Launched recently on Indiegogo, the HoverAir X1 is produced by a Chinese company called 00 Robotics. 00 was founded in 2014 and specializes in embedded AI technology to create intelligent devices. The HoverAir X1 fits in your back pocket, unfold it and power on. Set the move you want and tap go. And that's it.
That's a lot of fun, isn't it? It's like the future of B-roll. You know, I'm never in family photos or videos because I'm always the one behind the camera. But with this little thing, I can be in the picture too.
10 feet. Zoom out.
The X1 needs to register a subject, so you or somebody else. So make sure the camera is pointing at somebody when you launch it. And then it's going to perform the preset move that you've chosen using the button on the device.
Drones are cool, but they can take a while to set up and they can be tricky to fly. The HoverAir X1 is easy to use. Just tap a button and it takes off.
10 feet. Zoom out.
It follows you around and takes aerial shots. You can literally capture moments of your life from a whole new perspective.
So what is this thing? Is it just a very small drone? Well, yes, but this isn't like a regular drone. For a start, it doesn't fly too high. Maximum height is 50 feet, which is about 15 meters. It also has a maximum speed of about 15 miles per hour or 24 kilometers an hour, which is slow for a drone. But that's what makes this device less of a drone and more of a user-friendly flying selfie camera. With its lightweight, foldable design, the X1 is more portable than a regular drone. The 5 pre-programmed flight paths allow you to shoot fun and stylish shots just by pressing a button. The propellers are fully enclosed within the frame, so it's pretty safe too.
Governments around the world have been cracking down on drone flying in recent years. But being so small, the X1 gets around those rules, doesn't it?
Well, kinda. But in the UK, for example, you do need an operator ID, and that's because it has a camera. So just check the rules for the country that you're filming in.
So who is the HoverAir X1 for? Can we actually vlog with this?
Personally, I don't think you can really use the X1 for doing kind of long vlogs because basically the battery only lasts about 10 minutes. And of course the other thing is that the drone is actually pretty noisy. I command you to land!
You can record audio and the X1 uses filtering to remove the sound of the motors. The quality of the audio is going to depend on the phone on how close it is to your mouth.
For me, this is just a fun little flying B-roll camera. It's great for tracking shots, and I love the circling shot as well. So with this, you've got more shot choices and shots that you can't really get with a regular camera. and then you can edit it in with your regular footage, like I did in the little short at the beginning. So one battery is going to last enough for about 20 flights. So if you want more than that, then just think about adding a second battery. And as well, this little device could spice up your short form content, where you don't need hours of footage.
And now the makers of HoverAir X1 have introduced vertical mode for portrait framed video clips. Why not add a new dimension or two to your TikTok videos or your stories on WhatsApp and Instagram? If it all looks too complicated, don't worry. It's actually very simple. All you need to do is power on and choose a preset move.
The green light means it's on.
Continue. Hover.
And when the light goes red, that means it's recording video or it's taking a photo.
And when the shot is done, just hold out your hand. The X1 is going to recognize the gesture and come to land gently on the palm of your hand. And in fact, the X1 doesn't allow you to access the manual mode till you've done a little bit of practice with these presets. But pretty soon, the manual mode is unlocked and then you can use your smartphone as a remote control. There's 6 modes to play with, and they can be an awful lot of fun. Power on and then just listen to the X1 as it tells you which mode you're in.
Zoom out. Follow. Orbit.
The current mode will also be indicated by a small light.
To switch modes, just short press the mode button, which is just above the power button, and it's in the middle of all the modes.
Once you've selected a mode, short press the power button to activate the mode. The X1 hovers in place while tracking you and filming you as you move around. In this mode, the X1 stays in the same position, but it rotates as you move. And if you move up or down, the little camera is going to pivot on the tilt axis. In zoom out mode, X1 zooms away from you, filming you as it goes. Then it stops and it takes a photo. Then it zooms back, capturing more video before landing. Using the app, you can control the height of the flight trajectory. Putting it in simple words, you can control how high it goes, as well as how far away it flies before it returns. In follow mode, the X1 now follows you as you move. If the X1 is to the side of you when you start moving, it will kind of slide in behind you and then keep following until you stop it. When set to orbit, the X1 circles around you. Using the app, you can change the height and distance the X1 moves away from you before it starts circling. In bird's eye mode, the X1 flies directly up and then angles the camera directly down to film an overhead shot. Using the app, you can choose how high the X1 goes, up to 50 feet, and also it can spin around. The custom mode button can be assigned to different options. So at the moment, the choice is between dolly track and snapshot, although I'm guessing there's potential here for them to add extra modes later. In dolly track mode, the X1 follows you and films you from the front, although it can also follow you from the side and rear as well, if it can't manage to stay in front of you. Once you have a little bit of practice, the app unlocks the manual mode. Once in this mode, when you start the flight, the X1 starts hovering and awaits your command. Now you can just use the controls in the app to maneuver it around. And you can also control the tilt of the camera, which allows you to film at different angles. For example, straight ahead or directly down. Open the app and switch to vertical mode. And now you can capture all the same shots but with a portrait style framing. Once you've got clips that you like, you can download them to your phone and then from there upload directly to TikTok, Instagram, WhatsApp, and any other vertical video platforms. The X1 records 2.7K resolution video at 30 frames per second, You also have the option to record 60 frames per second at 1080p and HDR video also at 1080p.
I'd say the video quality from this is good enough for casual filming and it's good enough for social media. What makes the X1 so beginner-friendly is its clever design. Detectors prevent the X1 from bumping into things. If you set it to follow you, you can run through trees and it will swerve around branches. Just as long as the light is good enough.
The HoverAir X1 doesn't actually use GPS to navigate, like many drones do. Instead, it uses VIO and TOF systems, which basically means it can see how far away it is from the ground and other objects by doing things like bouncing lasers off them. Apart from that, the X1 uses a triple image stabilization system, which includes mechanical stabilization on the pitch axis, and it also uses electronic image stabilization, or EIS, which is the kind of thing that you get in your smartphone. And if you look closely, you can see that the camera is held in place by tiny shock absorbers.
So there are some restrictions for where you can use this device. For example, the ground surface needs to have a distinguishable texture. And as well, the X1 might struggle to fly over something like water because the surface is moving. And you're also going to need good light and no rain because this thing isn't waterproof.
If you want to record audio, turn on sound recording using the HoverAir app. Audio is then going to be captured using the microphone in your smartphone, and it's going to sync it to the video that's being recorded by the X1.
The app actually uses noise reduction software to filter out the sound of the X1 motors. And so the audio quality is actually pretty good. I think it does help if you have a smartphone that has a good microphone and you have it close to your mouth. In my case, I'm using the DJI mic, so I should be getting a pretty good quality. I've actually grown quite attached to this thing. You know, sometimes being a solo filmmaker, it's a little bit of a lonely experience. But with this, it's like having a friend. Come on, Ziggy.